drifted alarmingly in the betting was, Felsted in the morning continued to drift. It was late on the exchanges to lose. It was something you'd see in a Dick Francis novel, Charles Buttons.
The ground is soft. It's not.
It's heavy.
It's soft on times.
It's heavy.
Okay.
Hello and a warm welcome. It is, of course, that time of week again. It is the Sunday sermon. And as we're on the eve of Goodwood, we thought we'd remind you before we get on with this show that our Patreon service has hit form and we're absolutely flying and shitting winners at the moment. So why not support us by a subscription for Glorious Goodwood this week, where we're doing 2 podcasts that are available to Patreon subscribers the night before they go free to air, and with some of our best bets on there also. So whatever your choice, whether you join the £9 service or the more expensive tipping service, that's up to you. But your support means everything to us, and we thank you, our Patreons and loyal ones that have stuck with us from the dawn of time. So now I've got that plug out of the way, shameless plug. I'm in rather good spirits this week, chaps, Chris and John.
Good.
I watched Man with the Golden Gun earlier, and that's put me in the right frame of mind for this sort of show. I feel enlightened. I took the day off from betting today, which is astonishing. A day off? What is this? Yeah, so it's been rather pleasant, shall we say. How's you two's week been?
Yeah, good actually. Back to a few winners. It always puts a spring in the step, doesn't it? Irrespective of the stakes, it always makes you feel a bit better about life. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, John, you had a decent enough week?
Pretty shitty at first, but I did have a little highlight yesterday. It could be said I live amongst the scum here in deepest downtown Boro, but occasionally you get the odd celebrity floating around in the area.
All right.
And there's a place called the Porthole Cafe just down the road from me.
Yeah.
I was going and treat myself to a bubble tea. I went in there and I was going to have a bubble tea and a bacon sandwich. And Garry Kasparov, former Grandmaster World Chess Champion, was sat there having a full Indian breakfast.
Wow.
Really?
Anyway, they brought my grub, and I was looking for an excuse to talk to her. There was no condiments on our table. So I said, "I'll pass the salt and pepper, Gary." It took the cunt 26 minutes.
Oh, God. Fucking hell, we walked into that, didn't we? We walked straight into that fucking right-hander.
The thing is, Johnny, he's like that. He's convinced he's a decent joke teller.
He's plausible, yes. He is very plausible.
He's not like me.
Yeah.
I
No,
have to laugh at my
I'll get the punchlines wrong and everything. Yeah. No,
producer never laughs at me at all, ever. Like at any joke I tell.
No, I don't.
I don't think you'll have laughed at that, did you?
No, we're going to edit that out anyway.
No. Good, cheerful start to the show. Hope you're all well who are listening. And first of all, of course, it was King George weekend. And there's been a lot of sort of criticism surrounding the King George. I believe, though, John, somebody at the Ascot Racecourse, I didn't catch the interview, but apparently they're putting a lot more money into it next year. Will that solve the problem of these small, uncompetitive fields?
I don't know, because it just seems as though it's a race in inevitable decline to me. I mean, the French 3-year-olds just don't seem as though they're interested in running in it. Thought it was an ideal race for several of the French Derby also ran, shall we say, that were gagging for 12 furlongs. I was astonished some of those never got an entry for it. I just think it needs something to put it back on people's radar, and whether the money will be enough, I don't know. I think it needs some sort of fucking awareness boost, with a big winner, that goes on and does all sorts.
Going back in our time, when carrying about 4 stone less, it was a race that often contained the Derby winner, more often than not, and then take on the older generation. Obviously, Coolmore not taken that up with Lambourne favouring the Irish Derby, the dual Derby. So they saw that as a priority. Would you say that the point I'm about to make has relevance in that because we are breeding more for speed, as in we want here and now horses, 2 and 3 year olds that are quick, rather than the stamina line? Is it fair to say that a lot of horses didn't stay in the Derby and the 3-year-old depth at 1.5 miles is very, very thin?
I think there was a lot of non-stayers at Epsom for sure. And you can see the way this is heading, really, because in the middle distance division, we're quite rapidly becoming shit overall.
Yeah.
We're getting the odd one or two exceptions, mainly thanks to Coolmore breeding for Mount House Derby winners. If they weren't focused on the Derby, Christ knows where we'd be. Really.
It's weird, isn't it, how you get sires now? It's as if, like, when they win a Derby, the first inkling now is to step them back in trip rather than up, as if they're trying to build a champion.
If there's a glimmer of them being able to win a Group 1 at 10 furlongs, they're at it, aren't they?
Yeah, it's rather than think about a Ledger or the old Triple Crown.
It's death.
Well, it is, because for some strange reason you do end up as a jump sire, and I have no idea.
I'll just qualify that. I'll say a Derby winner winning a Ledger would be the kiss of death. A Triple Crown winner would be astonishing.
Yeah.
And Magna would give it the full fucking trumpets.
It's like fashion, so to speak. Things come in and out of fashion in clothes, and it's same with breeding. What I see is, obviously, for speed, if you send faster mares to, say, a Ledger winner, then it's not going to necessarily bring out a staying type at all. It's going to be a high-quality Group 1 horse that stays, and you send champion mile-winning mare from the right sort of lines that breeders obviously look for, surely you're going to breed top-quality mile and a quarter horses by that logic. I don't understand how they just categorise into, you're no good, $4,000 a jump to produce National Hunt horses. But anyway, I think that's the problem the King George has, that obviously it's becoming less interesting because we haven't got 3-year-olds in the modern day that seem to be captivating the public's imagination for the race. I mean, in the past winners, you've got Nashwan, Reference Point. Did he win the King George?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. And he went on to win he got beat in the Ledger, didn't he?
No, he won the Ledger, he got beat in the Ash.
That's it. I know he got beat in one because I backed it when he got beat. I can't remember. What does racing do to sort of like protect what we've currently got? Can we see a scenario where the Derby really starts falling off a cliff and it just becomes a Coolmore benefit, like it already seems to?
I think we've started that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to indicate other breeders are trying to compete now, really.
No.
You look like I do at the back end 2-year-old maidens and what have you, and 7 furlongs and a mile, you would expect, I don't know, 12 to 15 Derby types to be thrown up between mid-September to end of October.
Yeah.
Going your shortlist.
Yep.
Now, you'd be lucky you get 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because you look at the breeding and you think, fuck mate, that might get wrong.
Yes.
Because obviously you're looking down sad and there's nothing there. And owners are delighted because they won the maidens or whatever, they're showing enough to win it around the quarter next year. Chuck a bit.
Yeah, we've had a few listeners on King George. Jeff Lynch has been on. He said 5 in the King George. It's becoming an embarrassment year on year. It just seems to be attractive. The Eclipse is similar. That's a mile and a quarter. The Eclipse seems to be out of fashion. That seems every year to be attracting 4 runners, 5 runners. Roscoe's been on. Do Coolmore hate Godolphin so much they sacrificed their own chances? Or did John Magnier phone up and say, we're not off today, son, so we can lump on the old friend shake? Brain dead tactics. So we'll come on to the race itself, John. I think it's the first time I can honestly say that the tactics they employed were the most bizarre I have seen in race.
It was absolutely appalling, really. I mean, you couldn't have done anything more to get the horse beat.
Well, that's it. Michael Cannon, he said it on his video blog. He knew the horse was beat after 2 furlongs.
Well, I mean, you know my views on Ryan Moore from the front. That in itself, for me, is asking the trouble. And secondly, when he actually decided to quicken the pace, if you watch the race back, the only one that he got in trouble out of his comfort zone was his fucking self. Even Continuous was travelling all over him at that point.
This is what I'm trying to fathom out here. So you've got Continuous in the race. Every single person in the land thought that Continuous was going to make the pace and make it a good pace where Jan Bruegel can just track and they go a real good gallop. And then it's a case then of getting Callan Dagan, we know that's got to turn a foot. Aidan O'Brien literally said it in the parade ring to Matt Chapman prior to the off. Chapman said to him, is the plan then to draw out draw out his stamina? And he goes, yeah, I think that's the plan, yeah. And yet Wayne Lorden, bizarrely, didn't go to the front and just sat alongside Ryan Moore in the 2 path early on. And I'm thinking, what are you doing?
This is a prime example for me of even the very best in the game having the potential to do something utterly fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because basically what they've done, they've put Continuous there as a wingman to stop anything. There's no encouragement for anything to go around Continuous and hassle the leader, is there? You know?
No.
Once that position's established, nobody's going to want to go wide round there and like half length lower and Continuous.
No.
That's solid then. That's gold embossed, isn't it? But then it's down to Ryan. He hasn't gone fast enough early to get anybody at it at all. When he's actually decided to quicken the pace about 6 hours, he's actually found that he's on the slowest horse in the race. And he's the one that struggled.
The data backs it up. The first 5 furlongs were run in extremely slowly.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah.
first 5 furlongs, incredible.
This on top of the July rating at Newmarket with the ride on the 2-year-old and a couple of rides at Ascot where he went to the front. Honestly, I think there are massive questions about Ryan Moore on the front end now.
I think they should be.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, he's the best jockey around.
Yeah, without doubt.
Honest to God, if I back one and he goes to the front, I kiss me ass goodbye.
Especially on ones that basically need a pace and are just struggling to quicken. If he's got the horse and you know an horse can quicken and he's not going too quick on the front end, he's fine. But if you're on a
Trinity College at Ascot, he was able to just go at the front and drop anchor and nobody went anywhere near him.
Yeah.
You know, but that was a gift. You know, you're not going to get gifts in these drought ones like this. Well, as I say, his basic counting was just out of cock, wasn't it?
Yeah, serious questions should also be asked of Wayne Lorden. If I was the media, I'd be asking Wayne Lorden what were you actually told to do?
Yeah, I mean, they must have asked Wayne Lorden to do that, because otherwise there'd have been absolute hell to pay when they brought them back in, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's one of the strangest decisions I've ever seen in a Group 1 in terms of tactics. From an outfit like that, have the game by the bollocks tactically, they know exactly what they're doing usually. If Nick Luck can get people like, say, Michael Tabor to have a word with him and say, what were you thinking? I think that'd be a great interview because that was just bizarre. And obviously, Callan Dagan was always going to be odds on from there on in. Didn't mean to say we were a good thing, but he was going to be odds on because he got the best foot out of every single runner in that race.
I still think he did well to spot the filly 2.5.
He did.
Turning in.
And I'll be honest, I didn't rate the filly prior to the race. I didn't think she was as good as they thought she was, but she's dispelled that with a great run in second. Whether they turn up for the Yorkshire Oaks now, she'd probably take a bit of beating in that.
If she doesn't need to go there, I would prefer that they missed it myself.
Yeah.
It could cut up and be an easy race for her, but you have a tough race at Ascot in the King George, and you can get stuffed at York.
I talked about Nashwan, and that's what bottomed Nashwan for the season. That absolute duel with Cacoethes in the King George. Didn't they give him time off to the Prix Niel? And although he won the Prix Niel, he was shit.
He didn't come back, had he?
No, he'd done.
Golden Pheasant beat him.
Don't know, can't remember.
I think it did.
I don't know. Your memory's better than mine, but that was an example of bottoming a horse. King George can be brutal, and there was some brutal.
The amount of horses that have been absolutely knocked shit out of around there and gone to York. Case in point, race of the century, Grundy. Stones below farm at York.
Yeah.
Oh, so sharp. Really, really hard race at Ascot.
Yeah.
I think a hard race at Ascot's the last thing you want for York.
I do agree, Ascot can, and you've only got to see that with Royal Meetings. Some horses are okay, but some they regress from the Royal Ascot run because obviously they're all out at that meeting, so that can also bottom horses. It's worth noting for you when you're doing your form to take that. Be wary of Royal Ascot form going forwards. I know there's plenty of winners come out of Royal Ascot and done well, but it's one thing just to have on back of your mind if you think an horse has had an hard race at Ascot. It takes a lot out of you.
They need plenty of time off.
Just going on about what Michael Cannon touched on again, he mentioned on his video blog about the draw bias. I agree with him. Is it acceptable, John, to be having draw biases like this, like where high numbers were clearly favoured late on the card, when you're trying to showcase this meeting to the world? It's
Well, you know my solution, old lad.
I know. We come back to the same thing, don't we? You may as well get rid of all the turf. And I disagree with John vehemently on this. I said, no. But he's right. If you could have polytrack down, you do get dead rails on a polytrack, but that's about it. You can get dead rails and you can get like golden highways on artificial surfaces. But I'd rather have that.
You like the propensity that there is on the grass,
No,
though.
it's not. Sometimes it's the centre. Sometimes at Ascot, sometimes it's the far side. Sometimes it's the stand side. It's a bit boring, to be honest. You'll do your work. You'll study your form, and then all of a sudden, your horse has no chance come post time, and you think, there we go. We've talked about it on pods many a time. Simon Olden's been on. Said, do the rules of British horse racing allow for pacemakers? And do we know of occasions when the stewards hold trainers in over the practice?
Well, no, they don't. But they traditionally drawn a blind ride to it, haven't they?
He makes a good point.
Every horse must be ridden to obtain the best possible placing.
Yeah, that's the rules, isn't it? But then again, Richard Hills, when he did it, was it the QE? What was that? What race was that in? QE2. And they all just let him go. So pacemakers have an history of winning, I suppose. So you can say, well, look, I'm doing my best, but I'm there to go a good pace. That's me instructions. You can say I'm trying to win, but I'm just there to go a good pace.
Exactly.
So that's my instructions. What do you want me to do? That's what the trainers told me to do. So, there you go. Del K's been on. Can you please help me understand course par times? Who sets them? Are they standardised across courses? And how a bettor should use them as a reference? Also, are there any resources that include wind speed plus direction in race results? John?
The par times are established by the clerk of the course stripping out his vest and pants and running the actual distance. And then what you do, you subtract 12 and divide by 11, and that gives you the figure that a horse would run to.
I mean, right.
That's actually exactly what it's worth.
Yeah, obviously, Del, par times, who sets them? Well, basically, like you'll see like a Racing Post standard, for example, data of the past from all races ran, they will come up with a standard time and the track record and things like that. So standard times are a guide. The problem is, like you've just highlighted, when you've got wind, it's more difficult to take that into account. There are people that attempt to do the figures based on wind. It's so many miles an hour will slow a horse down by X. I haven't got that figure. I don't know what that figure is, but there are clever people that do the sectional times and upgrades on times to do with wind in terms of how much that horse has been slowed down during a race.
I mean, you're no stranger to wind, are you?
No.
So I'm surprised you haven't got that data. Your arse is probably, most powerful generators of wind in the UK.
I fart regular during a show.
Yes.
Really do release.
I mean, properly as well.
Yeah. Real big ones. Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so wind speed and direction in race results. Is there any resources? It's yourself, Del. So what you do is you note down the wind for that track, and you can do that via a weather station close by, or you can do that by going on forecasts and then include it yourself. Make notes. Horses run into a headwind are disadvantaged. Of course they are. If they win into a headwind, it's usually a good sign. But you have to do it yourself. The legwork is yourself. I have no idea a resource that includes wind speed and direction in terms of how that's affected performance, as in you need to know how much that's knocked off or added on the speed figure. Like you're going to break track records, aren't you, with a tailwind? You see that at York. You sometimes see that at other tracks with big tailwinds. The track record goes, etc., etc. Gurney's been on more of a moan than a question. But but listening to a Goodwood preview on another podcast, that is shitter than the bar steward.
Dug one out there, hasn't he?
That must be terrible.
Dire.
And a few of them have said Goodwood is the third best festival of the year without challenge. Right, third best of the year. Is Goodwood better than York? That I think I need to sort of swear now, don't I? It's like,
where was York on his off? What's going on there? What was first and second, for fuck's sake?
John, what's your order for summer in festivals?
York, Royal Ascot. Can you have the Leger meeting as summer?
Yeah.
Leger meeting, July meeting, Goodwood.
John's enthusiasm for Goodwood. John, this is only because of Seamus Buckley. Years of Seamus Buckley has done you in.
No bones about it.
You just thought that Seamus hadn't been mentoring the new clerk or something like that.
It would have been. It would have been. They will not ignore Seamus until Seamus is a sculpture on the course.
As a statue.
They'll have a statue there, won't they, when the inevitable happens?
Yeah, yeah.
Might be a fountain, won't it?
Before I come on to some more questions, something to touch on here that we might do in more depth on another show, and have actually some data to back up what we're saying, but we think the SP system at the moment is being absolutely fiddled beyond belief. Obviously, since, of course, COVID times, they changed the SP system where the actual bookmakers decide what's going to be the SP. And a case in point here was the disgraceful SP of winning Fav Almarak on Monday, the 21st of July Ayr. Happened to win by 5 wickets. Very impressive victory for William Haggis and Clifford Lee. Went off at 4.4 on the machine. What's that? Just slightly bigger than 100 to 30. Industry SP 2 to 1. And I'm also told that on course there were bits of 9 to 4 and 5 to 2 available. So there you go. In certain instances, it's another case of foxes in charge of the hen house.
Look at everything graciously, and it's gross profit tax, isn't it?
Yep.
This is what happens, and it's every fucking instance in this sport. Gross profits tax is wicked, immoral, evil. Nothing else. They're purely to fucking hammer the followers of the sport.
Absolutely. It's there, of course, to shaft the consumer. Consumers are just thought about last. Just to discuss a race, John, that is coming up shortly this week, and obviously we'll do it more on the podcast, but that's what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
Rory's been on, and he says about a bit worried because he's back to Illinois for the Goodwood Cup.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen Scandinavia is really shortening up and Illinois is on the drift. Would that worry you a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would. They're not adverse to a tilt at the ring, these boys, are they? You know?
No.
I don't know. If Illinois wasn't quite right at Ascot, you know, and they haven't quite got him back, well, we know Scandinavia was right at the July meeting, don't we? And he'd be a good substitute, I think.
Mm.
You could see why, if they knew that was running and Illinois wasn't, you could see why they'd be getting the hose pipes out, wouldn't you? Right?
Say if you got 2 to 1 Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, would you cash out?
Yeah.
Right. There you go, Rory. Master John speaking on the subject of the Goodwood Cup. And again, listen to more of it tomorrow evening from us lot, where it's myself, Jack, hosting, and John and Quentin Franks on tomorrow night's show. But apparently this has caused quite a stir this morning. I didn't watch the episode this morning. I've had a nice sort of day off. But Shane's been on. It's his feedback on Danny Mullins' red rasta dreadlock beads on Look on Sunday. I have seen pictures of it. This lad's a bit out of the box, isn't he? He's a bit of a maverick, so to speak.
Frank?
I mean, Tom Livermore said that it looked like one of those cycling crash helmets, and I thought it was really good.
Actually, yeah, I'm thinking it. Yeah, that he does. He does.
Good call. Yeah, good spot.
Good shout, that. Kind of like that. I don't know what to make of it.
Oh, it's all right. It's cool. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Dave Yates always turns up on Look on Sunday looking like a right pont.
Yeah.
And speaking of...
No, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, Luke Tucker's been on. He says, after Dave Yates' cravat saga at Ascot, what's the difference between cravats? Fuck knows. Have the bar stewards ever had an outfit of item of clothing they thought at the time that they were the absolute business, but now look back and think, what the fuck was I thinking?
Oh, yeah. I bought an Oswald Boateng suit, right? When Oswald Boateng, when he was a hot designer, in shimmering dark purple. And I thought I looked the absolute tits until someone said, fuck me, it's Willy Wonka. And I never wore it again.
Actually, yeah. When I've met you before, you are fucking Willy Wonka. You are.
Yeah, fucking, yeah.
You are.
Fucking what a cunt. So I never wore it again.
Charlotte, if you're listening to this one, he is Willy Wonka.
She sees the man, not the fucking fashion icon. She's deeper than that, honestly.
And you still haven't seen her, Cosmos.
No, I haven't.
John, have you ever had any fashion items that you thought, what the fuck was I doing?
Yes, I had an absolute aberration once. I was on a really good winning run, and I decided to treat myself to a made-to-measure suit from Tommy Nutter's.
Yeah.
For some reason, I selected this material that was dark grey and black, broad striped, and I had that made up into a double-breasted suit, and it was the most hideous fucking thing you've seen in your life. I think I wore it twice, and it was 860 quid.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
860 for 2 wears. What about that one where, this is back in our early days when I knew you. You had that flat cap that your friend Leanne decided to put a bread knife through.
I like the flat cap. I didn't think the flat cap was as bad as the press that it got.
She said it was disgraceful on you, like you wearing a flat cap.
And then actually put a bread knife through it. Put a video of the bread knife going through it on Facebook.
Yeah, that was the end of your flat cap days, weren't it?
I think the only thing they were disappointed about was my skull wasn't in the cap when the bread knife went through it.
Good stuff, this. Me, myself. No, because I'm really boring, clothes-wise. But what I couldn't believe that I joined in that sensation at school. Do you remember Illuminous socks?
Oh, yeah.
Where you wore like pink Illuminous or like green Illuminous socks. I joined in all that, and I'm embarrassed for even doing that because you look back and think, what the fuck? Everyone had to have a pair.
Yeah, well, I carried that through to me cricket. I was wearing green Illuminous socks in cricket because I'd all gun and mower gear. And I thought the luminous green set against green and blue with gun and mower gear was fantastic. I thought I looked the dog's bollocks in that.
Fair, yeah, absolutely fair play. We're coming on to Duff Trader. A bit like me, really. Duff Trader. Following on from Danny Mullins, Unacceptable Barnet on Look on Sunday this morning.
I think we need to quantify this. Is it unacceptable, though? You know, I mean...
No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing wrong with
it. She gets away with it. What's her face? In House of Commons?
Yeah, Caroline
Harris. Yeah. Have we ever had any questionable haircuts?
Oh, fuck me, millions.
Jesus.
That's no question. Fucking hundreds of them.
The two I can think of were Skinhead. I really look odd. Yeah, Skinhead, I looked odd. I looked ill.
And something wrong with you.
Yeah. You're like terminally ill. And the other one was absolutely jet, sort of like really white hair, where you go blonde, but you have decided to do it again, and then it goes even whiter. And you look like...
Yeah, man. Like Cisco. You were like a white Cisco.
Yeah.
Remember him?
That's the maddest I've done. Other than that, again, I'm so boring. John, what mad haircuts have you had?
I once had an emergency haircut in Mask.
Emergency.
Barber called Dave Smith, and I was absolutely desperate for a haircut. Yeah. Never used to go anywhere near the place as a role, because he was famous for actually not being a qualified barber. And I went in, I gave him detailed instructions, which he completely ignored. And I came out with the straightest fringe I've ever had in my life. It was like he used a spirit level across the front.
Never a good look.
It almost freaked me out when I saw it. I was like, oh, Jesus. And until it grew out, I had my hair like brushed back.
Would it like Keith Lards in Phoenix Nights? Fire extinguisher guy in Phoenix Nights.
Oh, Christ, yeah.
Yeah.
It was absolutely horrendous. I should have smacked myself in the mouth, to be honest, over
there. Yeah. Chris?
I've had innumerable Beckham mohawks, dye jobs, perms, rat's tails, contemporary mullets, the fucking lot. Absolute panoply of horrors. So, yeah, you name it, I've had it.
Chris,
and they all look shit.
Would you describe yourself as a cat when you were younger? Were you one for the lead?
In a fucking net? No, definitely not. No, but I was an innovator. Yeah, I did used to like clothes and hair and fashion and all that until I realised how absurd it all is, so I didn't bother. But yeah, then I did, but not now.
And don't forget that there is a reason we do audio and not video. So
yes, it's a very, very good reason, as people will hope shortly discover, I'm sure.
Yeah. We've had lots of stuff on this red hair. It's blown people apart, this.
Oh, what's wrong with people? I think it's cool. I think it's good people being different. Oh, that's all right. I
think it's because it's Danny Mullins and he's a different character. But what's wrong with characters? We've got Promote Purse has been on and said he reckoned he looked a bigger twat than the Pratt in the cravat. Don't know about
No, rubbish. I think he looked all right. Good on him. Good on him.
Was the cravat there this morning?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
So what's that thing? They refused him entry, didn't they, into an Ascot enclosure or something regarding his attire?
We didn't fucking pay to get in anyway, so it's kind of a moot point, isn't it? Yeah. I can't get in for free.
Yeah.
But without changing my necktie. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Get in the sea.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I heard that phrase for a bit, get in the sea.
Good, isn't it?
Really do love that.
Yeah.
We've got some great questions coming up, so without further ado, I'll move on. Oh, and also, it's Galway this week, of course. And our Irish angle on Patreon is really good. He's covering Galway every day for our Irish listeners. who I'm sure will be heavily involved today in the All-Ireland Gaelic football final and probably will be pissed up this
You're
evening.
watching the ladies' hockey, won't
Fucking
Yeah.
oh,
Not.
fucking
you? The
Jesus.
Leonesses.
Now it's the All-Irish
What a load of shit.
Gaelic football, and it's the game that captures a nation in Ireland.
That's the no rules stuff, isn't it, for your man?
I don't know rules to that. I ain't got a clue. If any of you watched,
Nor do they. They don't know the fucking rules either, do they? That's what makes it good.
have you ever watched the full game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have actually. I've actually watched the foot, and it's unfathomable, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one knows what's going on. It's not Aussie rules football. It's just a lot of people in vests punching each other, and there's a ball
There's a
involved.
lot of
That's it.
there's a lot of what you call up and unders in rugby league, isn't there? They do
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
that where there's a net and a rugby post in it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Fucking right,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Something like that, isn't it?
It's like a net into like football, and then there's a fucking rugby post above.
But I think you can throw it into nets. I don't think you have to kick it.
Oh, you don't?
So I think you can still bung it. You know.
I reckon our knowledge on this is really lacking.
You think?
Yeah. Anyway,
And the experts out there get in touch.
yeah, enjoy it. Green and Gold loves it. McManus, they all love it. All that shit.
Join our Gaelic football service where we got the warmest bets in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
County Donegal against Kerry it is today, I believe.
Yeah, get on lumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't even know what it is.
Matthew Force been on. He says, I heard about this. Who has Nichols been doinking this time to cause the upheaval in his yard? What's been happening, John? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, he's lost 2 owners, I think.
Has he?
He's lost that. Is it Ginny's Destiny
Yeah.
and something else?
Green and blue colours.
But he's not bothered. It's part and parcel. The multi-chinned one. He's still looking forward to next season with his first batch of horses sourced by the Fragrant Megs, who had a wonderful debut fronting the racing league earlier this week.
I was going to come on to you on that. You watched it. I didn't watch the ITV coverage. I watched the ATR mainly. But what would you make of her debut?
Tremendous. She made it quite clear from the start. Anybody that wasn't there to have a good time could fuck right off. There was no standing on ceremony. She wasted no time making sure everybody got a good look at all the managers, including the reprehensible Mick Quinn, who keeps turning up and getting paid every year. God knows why.
He's a mystery why he's on
Only
there.
throws shade on the game.
Yeah, totally.
What on earth that is about, I do not know. Sorry, but there's 50,000 people in racing better suited to be a team manager than him.
Yep.
Yeah, I go with that. That's one of life's mysteries, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the way, Lee, I'm going to make you really, really jealous. I'm having a Burger King as we
Honestly.
speak. Yeah, I am Angus Steakhouse Burger, and it's the bollocks. The
Absolutely.
bollocks. Yeah.
Takeaway things out there. Anyone that fucking prefers McDonald's burgers
He's an idiot.
to Burger King, you are an idiot. You're an actual idiot. You're existing as an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Burger King's burgers are, I would say, close to restaurant class.
Yeah, they are.
They're expensive. You have to pay a bit more, but that's what you get. The quality is immense. The fries are better, in my opinion.
Yes.
So it's Burger King all the way. They have up their game. They are phenomenal if you're thinking about a takeaway burger. Burger King, if you've got your CEO of Burger King's listening to this, we'll happily take your sponsorship. Sponsored by Burger King from next week. Yes. So not only do we drink gin, we eat but fast food.
Well, you can actually backdate the sponsorship if they want, can't they? It doesn't have to be from next week.
No, retrospectively, we'll brand it all with Burger King. No problem. Yeah. No bother with that.
As they say, BK, you got it. We'd even have that as a theme tune.
Jingles. We could happily. Yeah, no danger.
Yeah,
no danger
Angus Whopper or something like that.
Yeah. We'll have him on next week to Formula Whopper.
Yeah. The captain with his sectionals, his race. He can get into seeing all with Perham and.
He's lost without James Willoughby, isn't he? You know, he's like a little lost soul, just meandering about, showing his sectionals to anybody that's interested.
I don't know, like your Cosmos or something like that. Sectionals, showing your sectionals.
Nothing's like
Cosmos. Do you want to show him our sectionals, love?
No thanks.
Yeah.
You're all right. We're good.
There
Yeah.
you go. Right, moving on. Bill Carson. This is regarding, obviously, the Nichols. Will Harry stay with the sinking ship at Ditchy? I agree with John here that they've obviously sourced quite a lot of new horses, and I don't think there's any danger that Harry Cobden's going to move out the Nichols yard. I don't think it'll be a sinking ship. They'll still have the Fergie boys.
In the words of Richard Gere in An Officer and a Gentleman, I got nowhere else to go. Which I don't think he has.
That was uncanny. I thought we were in the room with him there for a second.
Yeah, that's like
Unreal. Unreal.
Yeah. I don't think Harry goes anywhere anytime soon anyway. Woody has been on. Councillor Woodman, another disgraced councillor that's lost his council seat for being utterly reprehensible as a Conservative Party servant. The dog didn't work this
How
time.
long before he joins Reform now?
He'd never do that. He's
Why
got
not?
a picture of Thatcher on his wall.
Oh, stop it.
John has to throw darts at, hasn't it, John?
He's a disgraced councillor now. After winning the hearts and minds of his local borough, they've now ousted him from out.
gone.
Councilwoman out. He says,
I've actually got a Thatcher blow up dog, Chris.
Have you?
Yeah. I let the dog do her up the ass.
I'm surprised you didn't buy spitting image puppet at auction, John.
Keep it awake at night. That's almost as bad as the real thing.
He says after the fanfare over Tomo this week, of course, last ever commentary at Wolverhampton.
But he hasn't retired, has he? He's on the corporate side.
Oh, yeah.
Now. The following day, he was snapped in some sort of corporate box preparing for a preview.
Yeah.
I mean, how much money do these people need? It's relentless.
Tomo is
isn't
relentless.
it?
I think he'll go. Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, he's one of them that saves like 50p's in a jar. That buy the big bottles and put the 50p's in, and you're thinking, I want to fucking smash that because I could do with a few quid. He just keeps on building. Yeah. That's what he is. He just keeps earning.
He's got a cellar full of them.
Exactly.
This is why racing doesn't improve, though, because basically you've got somebody whose retirement was absolutely certain, shouted from the highest peaks, from a career that was based on being shit and ridiculed.
Yeah.
He was absolutely shit. Let's be fair. There wasn't a...
No, I agree with that, yeah.
You know,
agree with
it was a time
completely.
filler. There wasn't a bit of interesting content. He would sit there and trot cliche after cliche after cliche out. Ho, 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 big fella, blah, blah, blah. You had to be as thick as pig shit to enjoy anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Buddy's question is, who is the best commentator and which is the best of the newcomers or isn't getting the chances they deserve? So, John, who do you rate as the best commentator on the circuit at the moment?
John Hunt.
I concur. I was just going to say the same. John Hunt would be the best for me. I'm trying to think of maybe someone that's like under the radar a little bit. Don't think there's many.
That lad that started doing Yarmouth, can't think of his name. He's not bad in small doses.
This is a good subject, actually, because the standard of commentary, I don't think, is as good as it possibly has been over the years. It seems like standards are of a failing across the sport. Whether that's because we're nostalgic and we...
I don't know. I think it's ever fluctuating thing, that, because I really don't look back on the Peter O'Sullivan era with any great degree of fondness.
No, I think it was massively overhyped. But you see, I couldn't tell you one commentator from the other. Because I just watch on Betfair screen with the sound off. So I don't think I've heard a commentary for about 3 or 4 years. I really haven't.
Graham Good in his prime was really good.
You like? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. No, I agree with that.
He did. He went downhill fairly quick. But
you're right.
In his prime, he was really good. I used to love the dulcet tones of John Hammer.
John Hammer.
I used to love that. Could listen to him all day. That sort of
he used to make the last 3 races at Ascot worthwhile listening to, didn't he?
Yeah, it's just got the right tone. And I think a good commentator is someone that picks things up before they happen. I'll give you an example. He was a good exchange player in running, and he packed commentary in to do the exchange betting in running. It was Phil Curry. Phil Curry was commentating, and he was that good. He say things like, "This is travelling well in third. What will he find today?"
Yeah,
as if to say, "Oh, this horse will travel up, but is he going to go past?" And I think that's great insight for someone that's attending the races and thinking, "Ooh, we might not go past." That's what commentators. I used to like that. that sort of style. I don't know. I mean, the Cat's gone at the game now, hasn't he? Mike Cat was good in his day, but I think
Which
when
particular day was that, like? Was it a particular day was that? Was it this year, last year? I mean, I'm looking for a specific day here when it was his day.
like, back in the day, he was all right.
You know, I cannot concur with this at all. I mean,
Okay, you're not a fan of the Cat?
he continually gets this York gig.
Oh, no.
The first two furlongs, he just concentrates on pace analysis because he can't allow him to sort the runners out.
No.
You can guarantee after two furlongs you get Mike the Cat's opinion on the pace in every race at York. You can put your life on it. Boring. Incompetent.
Okay, it's fair, but now he's getting things wrong as well. Like he's making some bad calls now and again, and I can see it seeping in. I saw it with Graham Goode when he was good, and then I saw the decline where he was like missing things, and he was missing challenges that were going well, and I'm thinking you've lost that edge.
They all go so long. I mean, O'Sullivan should have gone when Colotelli came in.
Yeah, agree with that.
I think he lasted a long time because they used to call him
Posh wanker. Yeah.
Well, I know your story with him, Chris, but he was called the voice of racing, wasn't he? That was the thing. When you have that moniker that the BBC then listen, it's like, oh, they've called him the voice of racing.
The problem was as well, you had fucking Whistlan waiting in the wings to take over, like a hawk sat there, just waiting to make the seat his own, and God knows when you'd have got him out if they took that job over.
Shane's been on, he says, what is Labour's real agenda behind the future gambling industry further afield? Read about an MP wanting to reduce betting retail in disadvantaged areas. That's the old, what we call the poison of the game, Mercurs and slot machine outfits taking over the high street, which basically only service people with addiction or people that have got drug habits. This is not a pleasurable experience to go in. It's just sim fruit machines, slots. They're awful.
No one's happy playing those slots, do they? You go in to have a bet of a morning, or particularly, say, Betfred that do best odds guaranteed after 8:30, so people go in and place a bet. People playing the slots, none of them look happy. There's no kind of joy. It's not going to go in and play. It's there and they're locked in for as long as the money runs.
Generally look like they hate the world, don't they?
Totally, and they probably do with some justification. It's not a happy vibe, is it, when you've got lots of slot players in? It really isn't. It's horrible.
No, people should be free to spend the money on what they choose to do.
Correct.
So at the same time, is this really what disadvantaged areas need? I don't really think so.
You need cake shops.
They actually do.
Well, yeah.
Good cake
shops. Moan about Greggs and things. Well, fuck it. Cake shops. Give someone a buzz. The end, you get something out of Greggs, don't you? That's the thing. You get that fleeting joy that you get with your steak bakes or the cakes. With fruit machines, you're guaranteed to lose. Where's the joy in that?
People at that end should have the option. When Harry bastard Redknapp's on the telly saying you need to have a go on VC slots, there should be a stare back. Fuck you, Harry, I'm going for a bit of Battenberg.
Quite right. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
bit of Battenberg. I kind of like that. Next question. Roscoe, is it an idea at Ascot to have staggered stalls like ground handicaps to level it up? Obviously, I should have mentioned that in the draw bias thing. Sorry, Roscoe, I missed it. Absolutely, as discussed earlier, it's a joke, isn't it? We can all see it. The problem is, as me and John in particular, has been pointing this out for yonks on watering policies and what this does to tracks eventually. And we've self-inflicted the damage from back in the day where we should have had certainly a lot more professional watering systems. Some old watering systems, John, were hilarious because they were affected by wind. So if wind were blowing one day and they were watering, whatever wind direction it was, it'd blow to one side of the track because it's like getting sprinkled on.
First, in the pre-James Sanderson days, was absolutely fantastic because their watering system didn't reach the near rail.
Yeah, exactly. Stalls 18, 19, 20.
Every sprint was TriCast day.
Yeah, the wind must have just been blowing it all the time to the far side. And of course, when you repeat the watering over a summer, by the time you get to the end of the summer, the wind's blowing all the water all season onto the far side. And then that's when you get your biases. So if you're thinking, why is there a bias? That's exactly how it used to be with watering. Maybe it still applies to a degree, but I know they've got them watering systems now that are low to the ground. and go like even across the track. But that doesn't necessarily mean it still ends up even, because depends how the soil underneath takes the moisture. Some it'll sink lower depending on where you are on the track. Some it'll like sit higher up on the surface, probably like it does on the July course where they're knocking the top off. So that's why you get the biases, because some it'll soak up better on certain parts of the course. It's nature. If you water your garden, sometimes you see a water patch at one part, but you don't see water patches on other parts where it's absolutely absorbed it. That's, I'm afraid, that's why we get biases. Steve Mustard.
That lad.
Yeah, best name ever on Twitter, of course. Hulk Hogan or Ozzy Osbourne? We've fucking lost two legends this week, chaps, haven't we? We've lost Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne. It's a fucking disgrace.
Well, I didn't care for either particularly. Maybe I'm in a minority. I just thought they're all just a bit crap. Not a great Black Sabbath fan. I mean, listen, Ozzy Osbourne, people lionise him, but if he worked at B&Q and turned up off his tits every day, he'd get sacked, wouldn't he? But because he's a rock star, everyone, it's Ozzy Osbourne. He played by his own rules. But he was effectively a drug addict, wasn't he? It's got controversial, bit controversial.
He was in best reality TV show ever, The Osbournes. Sharon!
Oh, yeah, but
Sharon!
I mean, Sharon!
The fucking dog sits on the fucking sofa! Sharon!
If this is what we've come as a species, that we find that sort of thing funny.
Well, it's like
I'll grant you
what
that.
about daughter that's Kelly Osbourne that were like schizophrenic? 1 minute it'd be like, "Oh, mom, those nails are so nice." Jack, get out of my face, you prick!
She's married to like one of the people in Slipknot or something, which I believe is a popular beat combo. I never saw the appeal really. Oh, he's right, but he's just some sort of fucking drug-addled brummie. You can go and see hundreds of those. Just travel up to Birmingham if you want to see drug-addled brummies. So not for me.
Shot in the Dark was a great song. Hulk Hogan.
He was a real American.
That was our Breeders' Cup title track, I Am a Real American.
And shall remain so, surely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Again, never saw the appeal for him either. It's a bit weird looking.
What about Thunderlips in Rocky 3?
Oh, yeah, but a bit weird, I thought he was. Some sort of peculiar steroid-crazed bloke with a shit moustache. I mean, again, most town centres in the UK, you can see that now. Yeah.
Chris, you
don't really get it. No, I don't get it. I'm operating a higher plane. We're trying to drag up the quality here. If we want Burger King to sponsor us, we've got to, start sharpening things up a bit.
True.
Yeah, let's start now.
So if you had to pick one, Hulk Hogan or Ozzy Osbourne, who would you have?
Ozzy. Yeah, pick Ozzy.
Right.
Yeah.
John?
Depends what you're doing. Are you playing rounders or football or what?
No, drug taking.
Drug taking, yeah.
All day long. Yeah, 100%.
Take Osbourne over Hogan.
Yeah.
Definitely Osbourne's best reality TV I've personally seen anyway.
It's good, yeah.
John, there's a question for you, and it's my question to you, John. Right? Long and hard about this. I've been watching some TV adverts more recently. I don't know why, but I seem to have seen more. And I've seen Angela Rippon and Albert Einstein doing that smart meter ad. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Right. What's the odds on you getting into her fucking yoga positions?
Not a fucking hope.
Have you seen that? I won't be able to do that.
Good. She's in good nick, though, isn't she? She's in good nick.
I'd basically have to be dead, and then you could just put me how you wanted.
What shove you into?
No.
Posable figurine.
I mean, let's be fair. If I was dead, you could put me in a fucking washer, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Not if you have rigor mortis, you'd be difficult to pose.
No, I mean, straight after, bullet in the head and then straight in the fucking washer.
Yeah, straight away while you're still supple.
Yeah. But no, I mean, beyond that, not a hope. Rippon would outflex me by a considerable distance.
Yeah, it's fucking impressed me.
You can probably give me 20 years as well. So,
absolutely impressed me.
Misery of it. Fucking Einstein was more supple than me, anyway.
I think they're more supple than me and all. Fucking hell. I'm feeling life at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, we come on to the last question. We're all cheerful chaps here. Grumpy Punter ain't there because he calls himself Grumpy Punter. Your colleagues are stuck on a desert island for 1 month.
8 keys. 8 keys. That's our answer.
I don't. I'm sure you'd fucking eat me, you bastards.
Yeah. Straight away. Day one. Even though we could see the plane coming to rest, we'd still fucking kill you and eat you. That's what we're like.
I've trusted you all my life, you lot, and this.
Yeah, you fucked up, haven't you? You fucked up.
And really, that's what you'd do. I'd be a second-rate first course. Anyway,
Anyway, go on.
so your
Question.
colleagues are stuck on a desert island for 1 month. Jack, Andy, Quentin, Nick Davis, we're all stuck. Who would each of you choose to put on the island with them simply to annoy the fuck out of them during their time? And would they survive? John, I thought of yours. You know, like them survival fucking shows where they sat fucking on their own in a tent and you've got to fish for your life and that. Sick them on for a month to win £1 million or something. Longest survivor one. Like you're there, you fucking sat there with your fucking fishing rod. I would stick next to you, Mick Easterby and Edwina Curry.
Sweet fucking Jesus.
Would that finish you off?
I wouldn't know to kill first.
You know, that would
actually it'd save you fishing because I think you would kill both of them and fucking eat them.
Yeah.
With £1 million and fuck off.
Yeah, God. Yeah. Well, that really would be options chase, that.
So that'd be my two for you. Chris, who would you choose for any Bar Stewards members?
Oh, I don't know. I need to give that some thought. That's a really tricky question, isn't it? That's sort of a more complicated question than we normally get. It's normally, which Spice Girl would you do up the fucking exhaust pipe first? That's normally the kind of standard of question. But this one's a bit tricky. I need to think about that.
Gosh.
Well, there you are. You see, we've got an answer.
I would
go on.
The chap that did the safety dance and the dwarves to sing and play that all day, every day.
Constant like madness. Yeah, you're like one of those kind of LSD fever dreams, with the lights and just the constant music. It'll be awful. Yeah, I'd hate that. If you added in, right, Danny Baker as well, that would send me over the edge because I can't stand that. I hate everything he represents as a media personality. Sort of boastful, never actually done anything himself, but just sort of kind of leeches off other people's fame. Awful person. So add him in, and that would give me a square meal as well. If eventually I couldn't stand him anymore, I'd probably do him. So
Andy Richmond, I'd stick him with all Grizzly Bears, and I'd put him either side at Dixon's, John.
Good shout, that.
Yes, that's a good call. That is, that is.
You'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I think he would. John, any suggestions for fellow Bar Stewards who you'd stick them with?
Right. I think Catherine Fry would probably put a really bad Elvis impersonator.
Oh yeah, she likes Elvis, doesn't she?
Elvis.
She's a bit of an Elvis fan. Yeah, Elvis.
Well,
performed by
Chinese ones.
Yeah. Michael Dickinson dressed as Elvis. She'd like that, wouldn't she? Remember the story, Michael Dickinson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Michael Dickinson.
Yeah, see, I remember the material. It's almost like you've never done this. I've got a complete recall of all our material. The
You're
Michael
right.
Dickinson sex-based story.
Michael Dickinson and Irish Rain Man with Fry, John.
There you go.
Yeah, hell of a way.
Interesting. Yeah, would be. Yeah.
I think that's it. We'll call time on this show this week. We've had a tremendous amount of fun for all that. Hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said, don't forget to join us for Goodwood this week on Patreon, where we will hopefully get plenty of winners for you and make sure it is a memorable week. That's all from us. Bye for now.